Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, H.R. 9106, the Enhanced Presidential Security Act of 2024, requires the Secret Service to apply the same standards for determining the number of agents required to protect presidents, vice presidents, and major presidential and vice presidential candidates. It also directs the Secret Service to conduct a review of the provision of protection provided to these individuals and to report its findings and recommendations to Congress. I support this legislation to ensure that the Secret Service has the tools, resources, and procedures necessary to keep our highest elected officials and candidates safe, which is critical to our democratic system of government. But in advancing this legislation, Republicans are hoping to distract from the common denominator.
Today, we're diving into the heated debate around H.R. 9106, the Enhanced Presidential Security Act of 2024. It's a bill designed to protect some of the most powerful people in the country. But it's causing a political firestorm. From bipartisan agreements to fiery accusations, this debate has everything. Stick around because you're not going to want to miss this breakdown. So let's start.
Hey, Mr. Speaker, some crazy guy on the left tries to assassinate President Trump, and it's Republicans' fault? That's what we just heard. Next thing they're going to say is, oh, some crazy guy on the left tries to assassinate President Trump, and it's President Trump's fault. Oh, wait a minute. They said that too. This is ridiculous. We have a bipartisan bill that Representative Nadler went to Democrats, worked with them on something that everyone knows needs to happen. And what does the ranking member do? Says it's Republicans' fault. And what do Democrats do? What did the left do? They say it's President Trump's fault. You cannot make this stuff up. After all that President Trump's been through, they go to that. After they spied on his campaign, after Mueller, after impeachment, after they raided his home, after they tried.
This isn't just about presidents, it's about all of us. Now, here's where it gets spicy.
President, as well as the attempted assassination of President Reagan and the attempted assassination of former presidents and presidential candidates Theodore Roosevelt and Donald Trump. In every single one of these events, the weapon used was a gun. The fact is that the work of the Secret Service is made infinitely more difficult by our lax gun laws. But this Congress, the Republican majority, has repeatedly sought to further weaken our gun laws, endangering our children, our law enforcement officers, our communities, and even their own presidential candidate. Last year, after a mass shooter killed 6 people, including 3 children, at a school in Nashville, Republicans fought to make sure everyone could continue to acquire the accessory that shooter used in circumvention of the national firearm.
Republican Congressman Jim Jordan fired back, calling out what he sees as political blame games. He argued that Democrats are unfairly blaming Republicans for assassination attempts, even ones targeting former President Trump. Jordan didn't hold back, labeling the accusations ridiculous and pointing out that H.R. 9106 is actually a bipartisan bill. Both parties collaborated on this to ensure better protection for figures like former President Trump and Vice President Harris.
Amendment idea, best way to beat him is not let him play the game, not let him go on the ballot. Thank goodness for the Supreme Court, which decided 9-0 that was bogus. That's what they do? I wasn't even going to talk. I was going to let Mr. Lawler, who's done the work on this, handle all this, and his remarks were totally bipartisan, not partisan at all. We were just going to let this good piece of legislation that's going to go on suspension, everyone's going to vote for, just let it happen. But no, they cannot help themselves. It's ridiculous. I yield to the gentleman from New York who was working in the proper fashion on a good piece of legislation that will protect both, as he indicated in his opening remarks, both former President Trump and Vice President Harris. That's what we want in America. I yield as much time as the gentleman may consume.
The gentleman from New York, Mr. Lawler, is recognized.
For Jordan, this was supposed to be about cooperation, not finger-pointing. So, what's the takeaway here? H.R. 9106 highlights 2 major issues: protecting our leaders and addressing the broader problem of gun violence. While this bill aims to enhance security for high-profile individuals, some argue it doesn't go far enough to address the dangers faced by everyday Americans. What do you think? Should Congress focus more on stricter gun laws? Or is this bill a solid step in the right direction? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive into today's most pressing issues, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It helps the channel grow and keeps you informed on the stories that matter. Alright, let's keep going. At the end of the day, H.R. 9106 is about balancing security and politics. While it's critical to protect our leaders, the broader debate around guns and public safety continues to divide the nation. This isn't just a story about a bill, it's a snapshot of where we are as a country, struggling to find common ground in the face of complex challenges. That's it for today, folks. H.R. 9106 might not be the flashiest bill, but it's sparking conversations we need to have. Thanks for watching, and remember, your voice matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay